can see the so-called Nizza Gardens, laid out in the 19th century. Originally, this area was the path of the Little Main, a small branch of the River Main with a number of small, idyllic islands. The sandstone quays provide an exceptionally mild climate, so fig trees, orange and lemon trees, cedars, and even palms grow here, creating an almost Mediterranean ambience on the main embankment. The painter Max Beckmann, who worked at the Städel across the river, once eternalized this stretch of land in a painting in 1920.
In
Italy.
in
Venice.
Venice.
The old part of the city with the southern part, Sachsenhausen. After the bridge opened in 1869, people had to pay a bridge toll of 1 penny, which helped to pay for the building costs of 120,000 florins. Later on, the city of Frankfurt took over the maintenance of the bridge, and the toll was abandoned. Famous for its picturesque old buildings, and not least for its apple wine. The most famous landmark of Sachsenhausen is the neo-Gothic Dreikönigskirche, the Church of the Three Kings. This parish was one of Frankfurt's great poet, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, writes in his memoirs about this old bridge. Best of all, up and downstream attracted my eye, and when the golden rooster on top of the bridge cross gleamed in the sunlight, it never failed to delight me. On your right-hand side, adjacent to the old bridge, you can see the new portico, which was designed by the architect Christoph Metzler and financed by the Giersch Foundation. It is home to contemporary artifacts and a real eye-catcher, especially at night. Changing light effects illuminate its glass roof in the dark.
Oh yeah, the door. Should open it.
Which used to serve as the main entrance to Frankfurt's former municipal library. Unfortunately, the library was destroyed during World War II. Today, the reconstructed buildings host Frankfurt's so-called Literature House, which serves as a venue for public readings and has become a popular meeting point for literature enthusiasts. Shortly afterwards, we passed the modern Flößerbrücke, the Raftsman's Bridge, which was built in 1964. This is the only bridge in Frankfurt that runs diagonally across the River Main. white embankment ahead of us is the area known as the Deutsch Herrenufer. This area has been newly developed, its golden pinnacles often gleam in the sunlight, and the tower offers fantastic views over Frankfurt's skyline from its upper floors. Two docks and a third basin for turning around. Here in the northern dock, the most frequent cargoes are sand, gravel, and recycling materials such as matured timber. During the last years, strenuous efforts were made to restructure and modernize the East Harbour in order to make it compatible with the requirements of modern technology and logistics. This will ensure that Frankfurt can maintain its position in the top league of Germany's 100 inland harbours. The ship currently serves as a composer's home and a cooking studio.
Frankfurt Roder Gesellschaft. Ja? Sehr schön. Hier, mein Schatz, ist das Schiff. Hausship?
Goethe visited the area in 1814. He was a guest in the Willemer house. The poet, who was already 65 at the time, also met Marianne, the young wife of Willemer. Goethe and Marianne became intimate friends, and they were inspired to write some of their loveliest poems. When Goethe later published the resulting poetry cycle, The West Easterly Divan, he omitted to mention that several of the poems had in fact been written by Marianne von Willemer. A wind chime depicting Goethe and Marianne stands on top of the Gerbermüller Hotel. The entrance hall of the hotel features a bust of the Privy Councillor Goethe.
Die Staustufe Offenbach ist eine der Schleusen, die den Rhein über den Main und den Rhein-Main-Donau-Kanal mit dem Schwarzen Meer verbinden.
The Offenbach Watergate is one of
Skyline